So how can you hit $10,000 with your social media marketing agency from 1 month? And more specifically, how can you hit that mark within your first 30 days of starting your social media marketing agency? Now guys, as always, just before we jump into the video, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel as well, because as most of you guys know, I'm posting every other day on the channel. And as I say, smash that like button as well, because it really does help with the YouTube algorithm. As I said at the start, how can you hit $10,000 with your agency within 1 month? And as I say, more specifically within the first 30 days of starting your agency. Now, obviously, as most of you guys know, I have hit that mark and surpassed that mark now with my agency. Most of you guys know I'm at around 20,000 from my agency alone per month. So 20,000 a month from my agency alone. And obviously I've learned a lot of things. I've realized what really matters within the agency world and what really doesn't, what actually propels your agency forward and kind of what doesn't as well, because there's a lot of talk about what works and what doesn't and what you need to do for your agency and what you shouldn't do and all that sort of stuff. And really, I wanted to create this channel essentially to talk about my experiences going through, being there and, in the trenches and really working hard towards my goals with my agency. And now, obviously, I'm hitting those goals and I'm, as I say, bringing in around 20,000 a month from my agency alone. So I want to talk about the main things that you should be focusing on with your agency in order to hit $10,000 per month from your agency alone. So, thinking about this video and coming up with this video, there's really 3 main points that I believe are the only things you should be focusing on when it comes to hitting 10,000 a month with your agency. And it's the same 3 things that I tell all of you guys that have come through my coaching programs, all my students and whatnot. It's the same 3 things that I tell all you guys as well, because really it's the only 3 things that matters. And those 3 things are lead generation, so that's where like your outreach, finding the clients, actually getting the client to speak to you and whatnot. That's the first thing, so lead generation. Second thing is sales. So once you've got that lead, and these are in order as well, by the way, guys. So as I say, the first thing is lead generation, then it's sales. So once you've got your leads and you're doing your lead generation, you're getting some good leads, getting some sales meetings. So, you're setting some meetings, whether that be remotely via Zoom, if you're doing e-commerce, or if you're doing local businesses, you're going to the gym or the restaurant, whatever it is, what do you do then? So that's sales. So lead generation, sales. And then the third thing is obviously service delivery. And that's it. And I swear to God, guys, like, those 3 things, if you master each and every one of those 3 things, just 3 things, there's no doubt in my mind that you won't be able to hit 10,000 a month with your agency and surpass that point as well, just by focusing on those 3 things, because as I say, they're the 3, that's all that is an agency. Obviously, as you start to scale higher, there's more stuff that comes into it, but those 3 things are really what you need to be focusing on in order to hit that 10,000 per month mark. So just for you guys that so you got some context, I want to break down each sort of aspect for you guys. So the first one is lead generation, and as I'm sure most of you guys know, there is just a plethora of lead generation techniques, outreach techniques, how to get clients and all that sort of stuff, and they all work amazingly well. And if you're in the e-commerce niche, then you've really kind of hit the jackpot in terms of information on e-commerce for social media marketing agencies, because this channel really is not dedicated to solely e-commerce, but obviously, as most of you guys know, I'm personally in the e-commerce niche, so a lot of my content is kind of tailored towards e-commerce. So I've got a bunch of videos on how to outreach to e-commerce owners. I think I've got 4 or 5 different videos on different ways to outreach to e-commerce owners and really build up a good lead generation sort of outreach system, if you like, for e-commerce. That said, I do have other videos on how to do local businesses and whatnot. So that's the first thing, is just get your lead generation down packed. And you do that by getting a solid outreach system. Now, once again, most of you guys know I offer coaching calls and whatnot, and that's where I cover, majority of the time, I'm covering my exact e-commerce outreach system. So you need to get something like that down packed, where you've got a system, you know exactly how to use it, you know exactly how to work it, you know it's effective because you're actively getting, you know, people to reply back to you or whatever it is, set meetings with you. Once you've got that system, then you're set, right? You've got that system down packed, you know. So that's kind of essentially, that's lead generation taken care of because you've got that system. Now, obviously, over time, you're gonna have to make sure you evolve that system and make it more efficient, more effective and whatnot, but you've got the foundation. So that's lead generation taken care of. Now, just something I wanna say is triple down on that system. Don't look over here and look over there. And, you know, a big problem that I see in and amongst, you know, social media marketing agency owners and online business owners and whatnot, they always think the grass is greener on the other side. Now, what I mean by that is they think what they've got currently isn't really the best, but what this person has, or, you know, what this person's teaching or whatever it is, they might think that that's better. And sometimes it is, but not always it is. So, you know, as I say, find a system, dial that system down, get it amazingly well in terms of working for you personally really well for your niche and whatnot. Then that's lead generation taken care of. Then all you have to do is just make sure you triple down on that outreach system or lead generation system, whatever it is. And that's so that's the first point, lead generation, that's that taken care of. Now moving on to the second point, which is sales. Now this is obviously, sales is a bit more of a wider topic, broader topic in terms of, you know, a lot goes into sales. I couldn't just do a 10-minute video covering sales and cover everything within sales because, as I say, it is a broader topic. That said, it's not that hard to learn. You just have to, you know, get a good script down packed, understand, not, you know, when I say the psychology of sales and whatnot, it sounds quite daunting, but it's really not. You just need to understand certain aspects in terms of, you know, for example, when you state your price in the meeting, you just want to state your price and then you want to be silent. You don't want to start backing it up and whatnot. So little things like that, you just want to learn, but they're super easy to learn. And if that's, you know, if you guys would want me to record a video on sales and whatnot, then make sure you let me know in the comments below, because I'll definitely do that if it's something that interests you guys. So that's the second thing, is sales. Now, one of the biggest tips I can give you guys with sales is you need to just make sure that you're just practicing, really practicing and getting that experience from doing actual sales calls is personally, I think is the best way you're actually gonna get better at it. So in order to get better at sales, and you need to make sure your lead generation is down packed, so then you're getting a lot of sales meetings and whatnot, and then your sales experience, your sales ability is gonna become far better. Now moving on to the third and final sort of aspect that I seriously believe is the only three that you need to get, that you need in order to get to 10K. And the third one of those three is service delivery. Now, obviously, getting the client, finding the client, then selling the client, that's all good, well and good, but then you need to make sure you're delivering for that client, because you know, if you're not, then you know, your reputation and all that sort of stuff is going to go down if you're selling the client for 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 a month, but then you can't deliver any services. So third thing is service delivery. So when it comes to service delivery, there are many ways to actually deliver the service. First one being, you know, you could do it yourself. And now the two ways to do it, obviously, is doing it yourself and getting a contractor / getting a team member on board. Now, you know, there's a lot of conversation. A lot of people don't really know when they should get a contractor on board, when they should stop doing it themselves and, as I say, get a contractor on board. Should they do it straight from the start? Should they wait a little bit? Like, there's so much conversation about that, and there's not really a one size fits all answer. Now, it really does depend on you as the individual. And, you know, I personally think if you can deliver the results, if you've got experience, even if, actually, I take that back, if you've not got experience, but you feel like you can deliver the results, / you want to deliver the results for the first few clients, so you personally, you understand what you're doing because you've done it yourself, then by all means, for your first 1, 2, possibly 3 clients, deliver the results yourself, because at that point you're not too busy, so you can focus on lead generation, sales, and delivering the results at one to three clients. After that, it does start to get a little bit more, you know, crazy, for lack of better words. You know, if you've got 10 clients and you're doing each and every client's service delivery, and you focus on lead generation, and you're doing sales and other things, like, that's where I think you should get a contractor on board. That said, if you've got no clients and you just seriously don't want to run the ads yourself, you don't feel confident or whatever, then get a contractor straight away, straight off the bat. So really, when it comes to that conversation, it's more of a conversation with yourself and how you personally feel as an individual. So guys, that is really, like, obviously I've broken it down into a 12-minute video for this one, but that kind of covers everything that you need to know in terms of getting to 10,000 per month for your agency. Once again, as I always say, if you've watched any of my videos before, I always say 10,000 a month sounds a lot to somebody who's making no money a month. So the person who's making no money a month will put $10,000 on a pedestal because they think it's such a big goal that they can reach. But I can promise you, it is not as big as you think. And especially in the business that we're in, it takes 4 clients at $2,000 a month. $2,000 client is very, very low, I personally think. It's a very, very low client. That said, you could just get 4 of them and you're at $8,000 a month, which is 6 figures a year. Obviously that's not 10,000, but it's still 6 figures a year. Get 5 at 2,000 and you're at that 10,000 a month. Really, really not hard. You just need to make sure you have a good mindset. You stay positive when it gets tough. And honestly guys, just follow those 3 things: lead generation, sales, service delivery. That's it. That is your roadmap to 10K. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I just wanted to make sure I gave you guys some motivation and some good sort of a roadmap to follow, to 10K a month. And also, just kind of reassure you that you're doing the right thing. As long as you're focusing on those 3 things, I promise you, it is just a matter of time until you get your first client. So I hope you enjoyed. Once again, please smash that like button if you did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel as well. I'm posting every other day on here, and I will see you in the next video.